Hello and welcome to This Week in James City County. I'm your special guest host, Adam Kinsman. I'm the county attorney, and I am guest hosting because this week is a super special week in podcast history. It is our 200th episode, and it's time to turn the tables on our normal host, Renee Dallman. So welcome, Renee.
Thank you, Adam. It's so good to be here. This isn't weird at all. No, it's totally normal.
Did that just make your cheeks a little rosy?
You did. Yeah.
It's super fun. I hope through the editing process you can make my hair a little thicker and darker, but
I got you. Don't worry.
So I do have a quick question.
Okay.
This is our 200th episode, and when did they start?
We started sometime in 2017. So it's been a long time. So if you do the math,
Yeah, which I'm not going to. I went to law school,
please
so I didn't
don't.
have to do math.
But we had things like COVID and then coming out of COVID. That took quite a while to get back up to speed. So now I'm very happy to say so far in 2024, we are one per week since January 1st. So
Awesome. So I guess we sort of dip a little bit into you a little bit. What's your position here at the county?
I am the public information officer.
And I'm curious. I don't know that all counties do podcasts. So when did we started these in 2017? Who came up with the idea?
I did because I listen to podcasts, when I'm not at work. And, it seems like a big part of our job is just trying to find different ways to reach citizens, and nothing ever comes off the list. We just add more things to it. So we got a website back in the day. We had newsletters that would go out. We did social media. And so it was like, okay, well, what's something else that we can try? And so we said, well, let's try a podcast.
I mentioned it, but how many other local governments do it? Do you know?
There are some. I'm in part of a little group with some around here in Virginia, but not very many. It's kind of new, which is funny because podcasts were a big thing, and then they weren't so much a big thing, and now they're back and better than ever, I think. So,
You,
yeah.
you said you listened to them. So do you listen to other local government podcasts?
Oh, goodness, no. I know that.
So I guess we can say it's a purely local thing. So we're probably just getting James City County people that are watching our podcasts.
Probably. Now, back in the day, we used to have a county administrator that was from another, originally or connected to another country somehow. I don't remember exactly, but we were really big in that country for a little while because that was kind of fun when he would be on it. But
So you can see those stats.
yeah.
So where other than before, where's the farthest flung listener?
Oh gosh, that is a really good question. I do not know. I know that I have family in California, and I'm really hoping that he listens to it. I don't know, but I don't know. That is a good question. I should have looked at that beforehand.
Or you could just make it up.
I can.
No one's going to fact check you here.
I think in Antarctica, there's a base that we're really big down in. They really, really like it there.
I figured as much.
Yeah.
So other than, you like to pick me and we have the county administrator, how do you go about picking county employees? We have 900 and some employees. And I noticed that of late, you've sort of had different ones on there. How do you choose them?
It really depends on what's going on right now. If there's something big that's happening that involves Parks and Recreation, let's say, I would invite somebody from Parks and Recreation to join. It really depends on, like I said, what's going on. Or sometimes I try to schedule them ahead of time to do things like National Police Month or, County Attorney Appreciation Day, which I'm sure is a big event. So I would invite you to be on for that. But typically I get phone calls, from people when we're going through with them on ways to promote their event or their program or whatever it is. Podcast is just always on that list. We'll do news releases, we'll do social media. Hey, are you interested in doing a podcast? And that tends to work.
Is it hard to get people to do it?
No, I'm very rarely am I told no. I have been told no, though, and that is okay. I try really hard. And I hope when people watch the episodes, whether they're employees or the public, that I try really hard to make people comfortable and at ease. I mean, we're all on the same team, and my job is to help all of us look as good as we can possibly look and to get that information out to the citizens. And so while it may seem like it's a big deal to start off with, especially now that we're on video, it's really not. It's a conversation. They're not live, so I can edit them if I need to. I very rarely need to because again, it's conversation. And once they get comfortable, I'm obviously very comfortable. So I'm going to quit talking for a minute and let you
No,
talk again.
it's fantastic. So when you say you're getting people to look their best on there, do you employ the use of filters? And if so, can you turn me back to when I started for the county, which was like when I was 30?
Yeah, no, I cannot do filters. If I could, I would go back to when I started at 22. So yeah, I'm with you.
You got me beat. Okay.
Yeah.
So of all the interviews that you've done, I won't say favorite because we already know that's me. What was like the most surprising one that you had or most interesting?
I think right now, and they haven't been shown yet, I've been working on a big series for general services because a big part of what general services does is behind the scenes. And it's a small group of people and they are working hard all the time. And so I've been able, I think right now we have 10 episodes that are in the can waiting to be aired. And by the time I'm done, I think it's going to be 13 or 14 altogether. And so I've been able to spend some really quality time with general services folks. And again, now that we're doing video, I'm able to go out and shoot video that I'll hopefully be able to edit in as we're going. And so, like, for example, Jeff Porter, one of our I think it was, I don't remember who it was. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Anyway, and I
Well,
won't
that's
edit it
okay
out.
because you can edit it.
I could, but I won't. These great general services folks, they had me on a roof. They had me watching knuckle boom trucks and I got too close to a knuckle boom truck and I made everybody worried. But so I think right now that's probably my favorite are those. And it's also been my funniest. I don't know if that's a question that's going to come up, but
So did you take the video crew out there with you or are you doing that with iPhones?
it's just me and my iPhone and my monopod. Um, just trying to get little footage. iPhones or phones have come a long ways. And so it's pretty good
So
video.
this
I
is
wouldn't.
we're going to see gorilla footage of you on the top of a roof. I'm ready.
Well, it's me. I'm filming it, so I'm not actually in the picture. And I'm sure that it is shaky because the entire time that I was on the roof, all I was worried about was how I'm going to get back off of the roof. So I don't really remember the roof time. It was kind of a blur, but because I was a little nervous.
One story roof or two?
Well, court services building. So is that two?
Yes.
And I had there was a closet and I went into the closet and it was just a ladder, just straight up the side to go up on the roof. And then you had to step out on the roof. And then to come back, you had to step into this deep, dark hole to get back on the ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a
So things have
bruise.
they really have come a long way since I think when you and I started, whenever that was many years ago, it was just audio.
Yes.
And for those watching, we would just go over to Renee's office and I would sit like right in front of where she is right now.
Yep.
And there was one microphone between us and we'd speak. And now I guess with the advent of video, it's easier and harder because you said that you have to do the editing. How much
Yeah.
does that take?
I've gotten better at it. I've pretty much, there's a lot of self-help videos on the internet on how to learn how to use Adobe Premiere Pro. Also have one of our video guys, John Walls. He has been very helpful in how to do video. And then I've been watching when this is all done, we're going to be on an orange background and you and I are going to be in two separate little screens.
Mhm.
I learned how to do that because of some ESPN podcast. And I thought that was pretty cool how they did that. So I've learned how to do that. And then in the last 2 weeks, I've learned how to, like when I'm doing one with you, let's say, Adam, before I kept it where it was just you and me the whole time. And so I always am interested and very involved in everything that you're saying. But sometimes I start to think about what the next question would be. And so I may check out for a second and you could see that in my eyes. Now I know how to take myself off the screen and make you in the screen bigger.
Mhm.
And then I can come back on. Yeah, I think there's Emmys in my future. I haven't submitted any yet for their consideration, but I
Well,
think
they
it's
they
coming.
do have local government awards for videos, which our guys have won many, many, many of
Many.
them. And perhaps you can be amongst them.
Yeah, once again, you look at my quality and you look at their quality, and it's a little different, but
Theirs is pretty outstanding.
they are incredible. But we are able to, get information out quickly. And it's like you've said, it's a little bit more guerrilla style, run and gun, shoot and get done. I can normally, like this one, it'll air on Friday and I'll probably take 4 hours or so to get it done, from start to finish. And so we're able, if there's ever, for example, an emergency, or if we have a storm coming, I'm going to be able to get that turned around and we can, have that on. And the other good thing with video is this also goes on channel, I think we're 88 now. We were 48 for a million years, but I think we're 88, and on our county's YouTube page. So our viewers now are not just folks that follow the podcast, but it's also a regular show on the cable channel too, which is pretty cool.
So collectively, amongst all the different, I don't know if you've looked at this, and for those watching, we didn't prepare any questions. It just
No.
was back and forth. Renee and I share offices across the hallway and have a pretty good rapport between the two of us. So she trusted me to not give questions in advance. So I
Right.
apologize for this one. Amongst all the different platforms, do you know, like, is viewership going up? Is it staying about the same?
I think we're going up. We don't really have the numbers as much on the cable channel. Now, of people that watch on YouTube, we have those numbers, but it's going up. And I think now that we're back to once a week, it's something that people, once they find us, then it's easier for them to, whenever a new podcast comes on, boom, there it is on their podcast app, and they're able to listen to us. They don't have to continue to go back to try to find us to listen to older episodes. So we're not quite at, some of the bigger numbers, Joe Rogan, we're not quite there, ESPN's, we're not quite there yet, but who knows? Maybe
Well,
this one will get us over there.
To attract readership and viewership, you just need to talk politics. So did you want to go into that?
I do not, but thank you so much for the offer. But that is something that you just mentioned that has been great. We've had a couple of times where the podcast has been referenced in newspaper articles. And so that's pretty cool. I liked that.
Wow, I wonder if we'll get mentioned for this one. Have we talked about anything groundbreaking?
No, maybe hopefully we'll both keep our jobs after this one. That's
So maybe we just start name dropping and we just say like WI Daily, Virginia Gazette, Daily Press, Washington Post.
Oh, sure. Oh, it was not the Washington Post that. Yeah, right.
It wasn't that. It was probably CNN,
BBC.
BBC, any one of the big ones. Yeah, international. Yes, we're international now.
Yes,
awesome.
Absolutely.
Now we're taking a break so that you can cut that. Did you hit anything else? Because I'm going to do a couple of last questions.
Well, and I do think, why we went to video, besides trying to get more folks, is we had COVID. And so we all couldn't be in the same space. And so we did a couple of podcasts over just the audio part. And then it was kind of like, well, we all have these cameras now, so let's try to use that. And we haven't gone back. So
if I'm not mistaken, I think your first video one might have been with the county administrator.
I think that it probably was. We've also did early on, and I am blanking on a name, and I feel badly about that. But one of the health district commissioners was on the podcast back when COVID was very new and we were not really sure what was going on yet. We had them on the podcast as well. So yeah, we've had a lot of great ones. And yours, of course, are always my favorite.
Always. I love coming to them. It was at one point before the county administrator became a regular. I was probably the most regular.
Yes.
And I had a green jacket ready, a la SNL, but he has far surpassed me. And
well, let me tell you.
Excuse me.
Yeah, bless you. It was not a green jacket. I know that that's what you wanted. But my niece, oldest niece, hi, Katie, has a cricket. And so we made a t-shirt with the logo that you could wear, and be so proud of. And then it was the wrong kind of t-shirt and all the letters peeled off. And then COVID hit.
It was the thought that counts. Thank you so much.
Well, but I have a feeling there's also someone named Lauren Tolley who is with the housing office. And she has also been on the podcast 10,500 times.
Really? Well, we should have a special club and a special club room that we can all go to and just sort of hang out.
Oh, I like that.
And we can have high-level discussions about podcasts and downloads and internet speeds and things like that.
We could do a podcast with all of y'all.
Have you? That brings up a question. Have you done a podcast with more than one person?
Yes. The biggest one so far has been 5 people.
Oh.
Yeah. So that was, or 4, maybe 4, but 4 for sure. Yeah. And that was one of Lauren's.
Now, is that 4 people in 4 different offices, or do you do?
No, it wasn't, but I learned, and next time it will be in 4 different offices. And that's why I have a few microphones that I can give to people so they can take to the office. Otherwise, we had to do that one at a conference table. And so 3 of them were was it 4? There may have been 5 people on that one. Anyway, it's the point in time count. And that was just a couple of weeks ago. I should remember this, but, yeah, they were in front of a conference room, and then we had a assistant fire marshal in his office. But next time I do that, we would probably be doing everybody in their own little squares.
And for those wondering, like, Renee does not allow you to use your computer microphone. You have this. So
Yes.
I feel very professional. I also feel compelled to speak up like this.
You do not have to.
No, but it makes you want to, like, I want to affect a deeper voice when I'm talking to you with this.
You know what? If you want to start over, we could start over. You can do that from the
I don't know that I could do that the whole time, though.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right. I suspect people are getting around to the point where they've had enough of the two of us just talking.
Oh,
I do have a really interesting question for you.
Okay.
So you get to do a podcast with 2 people in the entire world that cannot be politicians. I'm sorry.
Okay,
We're local
okay.
government, cannot be politicians.
right.
Who are the 2 people that you podcast with?
I follow a podcast, and I don't know if I should plug it, but I'm going to because it's interesting.
It's okay. I'm gonna break it to you. I've never listened to a single podcast in my entire life other than the ones that we do.
Okay,
So
well, they're the best ones. So
Okay.
if you have a limited amount of time, that's the best one to choose.
when you've crossed the pinnacle, there's no sense
Right.
in looking down.
Right. Well, it's not appropriate for children, but it's called The Dollop. And it's Dave Anthony and Gareth Reynolds that do it. And it's a history podcast, but it's funny. And there's actually another one too that I listen to that's from BBC called You're Dead to Me, which is also a history podcast, but it's funny. And so I learn lots of stuff. So I like those. So I would probably have the Dollop guys
Okay.
on.
So how about we're talking about BBC and all that? I think you should try to do a podcast with Kate Middleton.
She's hard to find right now.
Apparently so.
Yes.
This is a hole that I went down one lunchtime looking at the news, and I think if we could get her, that'd be pretty fantastic.
That would be pretty amazing.
Have you
So
put
I'll
any
let you know.
any request in for Taylor Swift?
Oh, wouldn't that be oh my gosh, we would become the best podcast in the entire world if Taylor would come on. So
I know,
hey,
but
Taylor, hit us up.
Taylor and Kate, that could be you could have 2 people right there, and then they could kind of riff off each other, talk about
Yeah.
fame.
Oh, I'm
Probably.
so sorry, Adam. You had such expectations for me, I can tell, to come up with, folks that would really get people's attention. And I
Well,
just,
and you came up with, at least to me, 2 obscure, sorry guys, podcasters. I was thinking it was going to be something big, Muhammad Ali.
oh man, okay. I'll work on it for our 300th episode.
And so let's see. I went to law school, and so I don't do math, and you do 1 a week. So that's 52 weeks out of the year. We have 100 to go. So it's probably like in 10 years, right? That math work out right?
No, 2 years, right?
2,
I don't
3.
do math either. I write words and I talk.
Yeah, I write words and I talk as well. So maybe you were meant to be an attorney.
Maybe I did take the LSAT, but yeah.
We could
So
swap
if
offices. I
we-
could just do these podcasts, and the video editing would be terrible, and you'd probably do
No.
better pleadings than I would do podcasts. Let's just say.
No, I know everything that you all have to deal with and handle. Nope, I'm staying right here. But thank you for the offer.
So maybe that's one where we could do, you could interview me with my other 2 attorneys in here, and Ray, our paralegal. We'd have all kinds of crazy stories to tell you.
Oh my gosh, I would love that. That would be awesome.
If I could begin to tell you some of the telephone calls that I've taken over almost 20 years here at the county, and every time I get one, I was like, I should have written them all down because I'm
Right.
forgetting really good ones.
Right.
There's
Yeah.
been a coffee table book on local government law.
And people would have been clamoring to their local bookstores to purchase that.
It'd be
for
like
sure.
on every coffee table. I'm
Oh
sure.
yeah. New York Times bestseller without a doubt.
Well, it was very good to talk to you. Did you have any final words, any parting words on your 200th?
I have just had a great, great time, and I really appreciate everybody allowing me to do this. I figure any day now somebody could say, come and say, and it could be after this one, Adam, say, yeah, no, we're gonna try something different. But I've just really enjoyed it, and I've loved every guest I've ever had, and I can't wait to see what the future brings.
What we should probably do is not tell the county administrator about this one, and then you might make it to 300.
Good idea. I like that. Okay.
He's down the hall. Hopefully he's not listening.
Hopefully not.
All right, so everybody knows, like, I did not memorize this. I have the script because Renee just does this out of her head. It's not. I got nothing. I'm sorry.
Well, when you've said it 200 times, you kind of.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this wraps up this episode of This Week in James City County, which was undoubtedly your favorite episode ever.
Always.
Thanks for tuning in and allowing me to be your really crummy host. I've done the best I can. As always, please be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of our episodes. We've got 13 general services episodes coming up, and my plug for general services. It's a somewhat boring, all-encompassing name, but these employees do all kinds of really awesome things. Everything that you could think of in the county. They keep our buildings warm and cold and dry. They keep all the vehicles on the road, and that in itself is of no easy feat. You think about the county fleet, we've got dump trucks and motorcycles and mowers and all that stuff, and those guys are just awesome. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to seeing your gorilla video up on a 2-story roof. And I hope that lives up to all of the expectations you set for me. Please visit our website, jamescitycountyva.gov/podcast, where you can find all of the episodes. You can relive all 200, and as well as a form that you can complete. What's on that form, Renee?
Oh my gosh, you can give us show ideas, comments, critiques. We would love to hear from you.
Is there like a Venmo link or anything?
No, we're local government. No,
I meant for you personally.
no, it's all free.
I guess that might be an ethical problem.
I think so.
I should probably go look that up.
Yeah, I'd like to keep my job for a little bit.
So, hey, give us more show ideas, comments, critiques. We'd love to hear from you as long as it's all positive.
No, we even want negatives. How else are we supposed to improve?
Oh, you're taking all the fun out of this, Renee. So once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will talk with you next week. Thanks for being here, Renee.
Thank you, Adam.
Happy 200th.
Thank you. You did an incredible job.
Thank you so much. I even wore a little jacket for you.
I see you're so professional.
Thank you.